Good morning, students, counselors, families. Thank you so much for joining us for the Ohio ACAC Virtual College Exploration Program. A few housekeeping items before we begin with today's session. First and foremost, you're encouraged to ask questions throughout this session just via the Q&A button that you see on your screen. When you submit a question, it gets sent to our panelists and they'll work to answer the question during the session and at the conclusion of the session as well. This is one of many sessions that are being offered over the next 4 weeks through the Ohio ACAC. So we encourage you to sign up for additional sessions at oacac.org, the same place you went to today. And a recording of this session and all of the sessions will also be available at oacac.org as well. And finally, your camera and your microphone are turned off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. So the only way to submit questions is through the Q&A tool. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to our panelists.
Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Rich Davis, and I'm excited to visit with you from Virginia Tech. I'm joined by my colleague Jasmine, who will be handling the Q&A while I'm giving the brief, and then we'll both be available to answer your questions when I'm done giving the brief. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen. So welcome to our virtual discussion on Virginia Tech. We're really excited to have you with us, listening and learning about what we have to offer at Virginia Tech. So I'm going to start off with a little bit about me. I graduated from Virginia Tech many years ago, don't do the math, with a degree in business finance. I was also in the Virginia Tech Corps of Cadets, and I joined the United States Navy through the Corps, received my commission at Virginia Tech, and I served in the Navy for 28 years. And after visiting all around the world, there was no place I wanted to be more than back in Southwest Virginia at Virginia Tech. So about what I like to do with my free time, I love photography, spending time with my family, hiking, and of course, Hokie football. So Virginia Tech is located in Southwest Virginia up in the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's in the lovely little town of Blacksburg, and there is just a ton of great things to do outside. It's a gorgeous campus with mountains all around. There's plenty of hiking, biking trails. There's opportunities to get out on the New River, and you can go tubing or fishing. Just a ton of things to do in the area. Blacksburg is a really nice town, very welcoming town, and there's lots of amenities, lots of great restaurants, lots of great things to do. And we're very close to several other big cities. So if you like the big city, it's close by. But if you like being out in the mountains of Virginia, this is the place for you. We have some of the most fit students in the country because we have so much to do outdoors and so many beautiful acres of campus to visit. So Virginia Tech's motto is Ut Prosum, and that's Latin for that I may serve. And a lot of colleges, a lot of universities will have a slogan or something like that. But at Virginia Tech, Ut Prosum really undergirds everything that we do. We are dedicated to service. And so when we're looking for prospective students, we're looking for students that have a passion, that have a heart for service. So when you come to Virginia Tech, you will have lots of opportunities to serve your community. And what our goal is that you earn a degree that allows you to serve in your communities, to serve your country, to serve the world. And there's a lot of different ways that can happen. So we do love to talk about being in the Hokie Nation. And what that really means is that once you're a Hokie, you're always a Hokie. You will find that our alumni are very dedicated to the university. Some of us even come back and work for Virginia Tech. So when you're part of the Hokie Nation, you really love being here. You love being on campus. And what you'll find is that you will meet a ton of people from around the world and around the country with lots of different cultures, a lot of different beliefs, but we're all Hokies and we love hanging out with each other. This is just a quick snapshot of this year's incoming freshman class. You can see that we've got about 6,700 freshmen enrolled. All told, we have 30,000 undergraduate students, 6,000 graduate students. So we're very much a large university. We're a big research university, but we like to think that we have kind of a small college feel because you're going to get accepted to one of our 7 colleges and you're going to make a lot of friends within that college. And then you're going to have a lot of opportunities for service organizations, for intramural sports, for all those kinds of things. So you're going to make lifelong friends at Virginia Tech. So let's talk about those colleges a little bit. So as I said, Virginia Tech has 7 colleges, and then we have 2 other schools associated with the university that I'll also briefly touch on. So the first thing to know about Virginia Tech is we like to say that major matters. So when you will apply for a particular degree program within a college. You will choose your number 1 choice, and that's what you will apply for and be accepted in. There is one exception at the end that I'll talk about briefly, but pretty much otherwise you will apply to a college. So the first college we'll talk about goes back to the roots of Virginia Tech as a land grant university. Virginia Tech was founded in 1872 as a land grant as the Virginia Agriculture and Mechanical College. So the Agriculture and Life Sciences College is an outgrowth of that origin and still a big part of Virginia Tech. We have working farms within a very short distance from campus, and that's a big part of our degree program. So if you're interested in farming, if you're interested in any sort of agriculture, animals, being a veterinarian, any of those, that's a great path for you. The next school we'll talk about is the Architecture and Urban Studies. This is our most competitive college for admittance, in part because it's got a great program. The architecture program is ranked number 3 in the United States, but also because we have very small classes in this college because they very much take a studio perspective on the learning process. So this is a very competitive one. In addition to architecture, there's a landscape architecture degree. There's graphic design, interior design, and several other artistic degrees within that college. Next up is engineering. So Virginia Tech is probably best known for our engineering college. It is our most popular degree program. It's a very large program and very competitive for acceptance. One thing that's different about the engineering program at Virginia Tech is that everyone starts off in general engineering, taking core courses and learning about the different sections within engineering. So at the end of your freshman year, the idea is that you've been exposed to all the different types of engineering and you're able to decide which one is the best fit for you. Assuming you have at least a 3.0 at the end of your freshman year, you're guaranteed admittance into the engineering curriculum of your choice, with one exception. We have a biomedical engineering program that's fairly new, very popular, and has an actual interview process. So that one is not a guarantee. But otherwise, if you keep your grades up, you're guaranteed admittance. Next up is our College of Liberal Arts and Human Sciences. This is a very large college because it covers a lot of different topics. So everything from foreign languages, where we offer languages that you would expect in addition to Arabic, which we've added this year, we're very excited about. We also offer history, political science, national security, international studies, and then sociology, some of those human sciences as well. So a very big school, very popular school. In addition to majors, it's also a popular school for minors. So if you're interested in a minor in English, or a minor in a foreign language, that's very easy to add once you get to Virginia Tech. Next up is our College of Natural Resources and Environment. This is a very small school, very small college, but very popular, and actually has the #1 natural resources program in the nation. So we're very proud of that. If you're the kind of person that likes being outdoors, if you're interested in being a ranger, if you're interested in forestry, if you're interested in ecology, smart buildings, those types of things, this is a great program for you. Next up is our College of Business. This is my alma mater, so I graduated from the Pamplin College of Business. And we have what you would expect, standard business degrees, business finance, management, marketing, all those kind of degrees. But we also have a couple that are very specific and unique to tech. So we have a real estate program, which is ranked #3 in the country. And we also have a hospitality degree. And then the one that is very popular is our business and information technology. This is a melding of kind of the business and the technology side of things. And this allows you to deep dive into specific topics like cybersecurity and supply chain management. So this is a very popular degree. The last college we'll talk about is our College of Science. And this is where you find the sciences such as biology and chemistry and physics. And one thing to emphasize is that at Virginia Tech, you can do real research at the undergraduate level. So if you have a professor that's doing research and you're interested, you can work with that professor and be doing that real important research. That's not always the case with colleges. A lot of times you have to be at the master's level to do significant research. But we're first and foremost a research institute, so that's very much an option. So I told you major matters, but a lot of times people don't know what they want to major in at Tech. And so we do have a program called University Studies that allows you to come in and kind of pick and choose some classes and try different things. So this is kind of our undecided major and also a very popular one because a lot of times you're not sure what you want to do when you get here. So those are the colleges. The two schools that are associated with Tech, we have the Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine. And this is located in Roanoke, about 45 minutes away. This is a world-class medical college, medical school. It's very small. It has about 45 graduates a year, but they enjoy 100% placement. So very successful school and one to keep on the radar if you're interested in medicine down the road. The other school we have here on campus actually is the Virginia Maryland College of Veterinary Medicine, a world-class vet school. This is also a very popular school. We get a lot of applicants from out of state and around the world. So it's very competitive for entrance. One misnomer is a lot of people think you have to have a degree in biology or animal science or something like that to apply to vet school. The degree doesn't matter quite as much as the courses you've taken. So what they will look at is obviously your success in college and that you've taken courses in, say, biology and chemistry and those types of things. So if you're interested in that program, that's something to keep in mind. They do offer one undergraduate program in the vet school, and that's actually in public health. So public health administration, this is obviously a very popular degree, a very timely degree, given the situation with COVID. So this is another one to keep in mind. So admissions, we take a holistic review process for admissions at Tech. And so I'm going to talk about it. It's basically two main pieces, your academic record and then some personal items that we want to know about. So academic, we are on the Common App and Coalition. We've added Common App this year, and we're very excited about that. In addition to the app, you'll have a self-reported academic record that you'll go in and fill out the courses you've taken in high school, what your grades were, and what you're scheduled for your senior year. And we're looking obviously for academic rigor. We don't worry quite as much about your GPA or your class standing as we do about your individual courses you've taken and what your grades were. We're obviously looking for mainly A's and B's, and we're looking for that, once again, that rigor in your academic choices. So we're looking for advanced placement, we're looking for dual enrollment, international baccalaureate, and we're looking for you to have taken higher level math courses, higher level science, AP English, those kinds of things. We are SAT and ACT optional this year because of COVID and because of the challenges with folks having the opportunity to take the test. So that if you've taken the test and you have a grade that you're proud of and you want to submit it, it will be part of your application process. But if you have not had the opportunity or you wish that you'd had a chance to bump your test score up a little bit, you can just leave it out of your application and it won't be considered. We don't accept any other application kind of documents as far as recommendation letters or resumes, so you don't have to worry about any of that. So then on the personal side, as I said, we want to know that you are a student that wants to serve, that you want to find a way to serve it as you go to college and as you finish college and enter the workforce. So we have 4 very short essay questions, and when I say short, they're very short, like 120 words each, that we're going to have you answer as part of your application. The first one deals with service, so what opportunities you've had to serve others. The second one is about resilience, so maybe a time that you went through adversity or you saw somebody being treated unfairly and what you did to rectify the situation. The third question is about leadership opportunities that you've had as a student or in your organizations. And then the last one is your ability to set long-term goals. So what we found is that people that do well on these questions, they tend to be the right students for Virginia Tech. They're the ones that are going to embrace that attitude of service throughout their life. So what are the deadlines? Like a lot of schools, we have several different deadlines depending on when and how you apply. So early decision is our binding decision. And so that's the one that if Virginia Tech is number one on your list and you're coming to Blacksburg, if we accept you, that's the one you want. That's our earliest deadline and our earliest decision. So you will apply by the 1st of November, and by mid-December, we'll let you know whether you're coming to Tech or not. Next up is early action. This one you apply on the 1st of December, and we let you know late February. And this is if you've got several schools in mind and you're not quite sure which one is your top school. This would be the one to apply for. And then finally, we have our regular admission. As you can see, it's marked in parentheses, space availability. This is because we usually fill our freshman class each year with early decision and early action. So we really recommend you do one of those two if Tech is on your short list of schools you'd like to attend. And then finally, we have some dates up there for transfer students. If that applies to you, feel free to contact us, because transfer, there's a lot of different details that go into the transfer process, and we'd love to help you with that as you're thinking along those lines. But if you're just a regular old high school grad, you'll go through one of those first three. So we do have a lot of scholarships and financial aid available. Our FAFSA form, our financial aid eligibility form, goes live at the beginning of October. So we recommend that you fill that out. And we also have general scholarship application deadlines. All of that is due by the 22nd of January to link up well with your acceptance and in working through the process. We do really recommend that you look at the scholarships, because there are a lot of scholarships, both merit and need-based. And some of them are very specific. So you may think, oh, I'm not really competitive for a scholarship. You may very well be, based on where you're coming from or what your background is, that kind of thing. So we really recommend everybody look at that as an option. So cost. So in-state, our tuition is about $13,600, and our out-of-state is about $32,000. And then with room and board, that brings us to $23,000 for in-state and about $42,000 for out-of-state. We've frozen our tuition this year, so it hasn't gone up. So why Virginia Tech? So lots of reasons. Hopefully I've laid some of them out for you already, but here's the 4 that I think are really important. And this is especially good for parents to hear. So we have an 83% graduation rate. So 83% of the freshmen that come to Virginia Tech are going to graduate from Virginia Tech. We have 82% employment or acceptance into a graduate program. So within 6 months of graduation, you're either working a job or you've been accepted to graduate school. Our starting salary average is about $60,000 a year. And then this last bullet, I think, is the most important and kind of goes back to Hokie Nation and Ut Prosum. Over 90% of the freshman class is going to return for their sophomore year. So 90% retention rate. And I think that's really important. So 90% of the students that decide to come to Virginia Tech, they find a major, they find professors that they get along well with, that they enjoy, that they look up to. They find friends and organizations that make them feel welcome and make them feel like they're part of the community. And they decide that this is the place that they want to be for their 4 years of college. So we're pretty excited about that, and we're pretty proud of that fact. So lots of different ways that you can connect with us, obviously on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. So we'd recommend that you do all of those things. And that's it for the presentation. So I'm going to unshare my screen and we'll see what we have for questions. Okay, it looks like no questions at this point, so we'll stand by here for a little bit to see if there are any questions. Okay, so we got a question. What type of student do you find does best at Tech, personality-wise? Okay, thank you for that. So what we found is that students that have done well in high school, that have had good opportunities to do other things outside of just school. So whether that's volunteering, whether that's sports, that kind of the best rounded students are the ones that tend to do best at Virginia Tech. Is it possible to do on-campus tours? So we don't have a way to do on-campus tours right now, but we have virtual tours, and I'll throw a link in the chat. So I have a question about criminology at Virginia Tech. I am not sure about that. I know that we have schools nearby that offer that. I'm not sure if Virginia Tech offers criminology or not. I'll have to look into that. Next question is about the College of Business. So I'll put a link in the chat to the website for business, but they have marketing and business finance, management, like I said, real estate. And I put that in the chat. And in addition, there's, if you go to the individual college websites, there's all kinds of information about each school. And there's actually recruiters for each school that you can contact if you have more specific questions about majors and that kind of thing. So there's another question, does Virginia Tech offer internships or co-ops? Absolutely. So we have a lot of different internships and co-ops, a lot of relationships with businesses that love to have Hokies working for them, either an intern or a co-op. So a lot of those, they vary based on the school, but there's a lot of options.
Rich, I was able to find criminology and I responded to the student as well. So whoever asked the question about criminology, I have responded to. We do have criminology in our College of Liberal Arts and Human Sciences.
Great, thanks Jasmine, perfect.
You're welcome.
What other questions do you all have? Any? Okay, we've got a question. Is the College of Liberal Arts and Human Sciences difficult or easy to get accepted to? So I would say it is easier than some others. So certainly compared to engineering and architecture, it's probably easier, but I'm not sure that I would call any of our colleges easy to get into. But yes, I think it is probably easier to get into than some of our other schools that are more in demand. Since we don't have a lot of questions, I'll just add a little bit more. One of the questions that comes up a lot is, can I double major at Tech or can I add a minor? And how do I do that? So the way that you would do that is apply to the major you're most interested in. And once you're accepted and you arrive at Tech, you can look at adding either a double major or a minor after that. So study abroad, there are a lot of study abroad options at Tech. They're a little bit limited this year with COVID, but normally we have a lot of opportunities. As an example, our School of Architecture has a facility in Switzerland that a lot of people will go to for a semester. And a lot of the colleges have those international opportunities available. If any of you are interested in ROTC or the Corps of Cadets, I can answer those questions as well. Jasmine, is there anything you want to add that I missed?
As of right now, I mean, I think you covered it pretty well. So maybe talking a little bit more about the Corps of Cadet, because a lot of students or parents might not know too much about it. Maybe the 2 tracks. I think that would be helpful information for them.
Okay, thanks. So Virginia Tech, in addition to being a land-grant university, is one of 6 senior military colleges in the United States. And there's only 2 senior military colleges, Virginia Tech and Texas A&M, that are civilian universities with a Corps of Cadets regiment inside the civilian school. So if you join the Corps of Cadets, you will get kind of a military academy perspective on things while attending a civilian university. So you learn to drill, you live in barracks with other cadets. So you do all the kind of same things that you would do at a military academy. And that is required if you attend Virginia Tech if you want to be in an ROTC program to go into the military. But we also have a program called the Citizen Leader Track for people that don't necessarily want to be in the military, but they want to have that leadership opportunity that the Corps of Cadets provides. And those graduates are very much in demand by companies. They're very popular with government agencies, very popular with defense contractors, those kind of things, because of the leadership opportunities that you get in the Corps of Cadets. Does anybody have any questions about the town of Blacksburg or the area, or anything else about the region of Southwest Virginia that you're not sure about? Be happy to answer any of those. Okay, so we have a question. Would tech be a good step in the direction to become FBI Secret Service agent or to get into law enforcement? So we do have the criminology degree. And in addition to that, we have a lot of opportunities that could prepare you for a law degree. So I know a lot of times to get into the FBI or the Secret Service, you need a law degree as well. And so tech has some pre-law options that would be a good choice. And a degree in criminal justice is helpful for if you want to do like a stepping stone. So I know a lot of people will join another like a police force first to get experience to make them more competitive for the FBI. And so a bachelor's in criminology or criminal science would be probably a good step for that.
We have another question that says, how would you describe Blacksburg as a community?
Okay, so Blacksburg is it's a town, but I'd say it's a fairly large town, although it gets a lot bigger when Virginia Tech is in session. So it's a very nice little town with it's got kind of a old timey main street with just really neat shops and stuff that have been here forever. But it's also got a wide array of a lot of different restaurants. So, you know, Chipotle and Mellow Mushroom, you know, a lot of the popular chains are here, but then a lot of little mom and pop kind of places as well. There's a good sized mall nearby. There's a lot of that, but it's really fun just to kind of walk up and down Main Street because there's a lot of older buildings. There's the Lyric Theater, which has been there forever, that gets first run movies. So there's a lot of really neat stuff around. And as I said, you're about 30 minutes away from the Appalachian Trail, which, you know, runs up through Virginia. And so lots of neat hiking opportunities. McAfee's Knob, which is just to kind of to the north and east of Blacksburg, is probably one of the most iconic shots anybody ever takes a picture of on the Appalachian Trail. It's like a 270-degree panorama of the valley. Just a really neat place. A lot of neat hikes nearby, lots of stuff to do outdoors, and it's very bikeable. So a lot of people, there's a lot of cyclists around, a lot of that. So it's a really nice little community. So in the last few minutes we got left, I'm going to throw up a quick video here if I can figure out how to do it.
Today we will be learning a little bit more about Virginia Tech. Located in Blacksburg, Virginia, Virginia Tech was founded in 1872. Known as the Hokies, and with a student population of around 34,000 students, Virginia Tech is the largest college institution in the state of Virginia. We offer over 110 different majors across 8 different colleges. We also have a medical school and a vet school. At Virginia Tech, our motto is Ut Prosim, which is Latin for the I may serve. As a Tier 1 research institution, Virginia Tech strives to provide opportunities for each student outside the classroom. Opportunities like research, internships, co-ops, and study abroad. At Virginia Tech, we strive to have a holistic review, meaning that we take into consideration your academics and your personal side. At Virginia Tech, we offer 3 different deadlines: early decision, early action, and regular decision. We recommend all students to apply at least by early action. Next up, we have our tuition fees for both out-of-state and in-state students. Information on scholarships and financial aid, please visit our website, finna.vt.edu. This concludes this short video about Virginia Tech. We hope that you have learned something new about our institution, and feel free to follow us on any of our social media platforms, either Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Today,
Okay, any last questions? I think we're almost out of time. Did the video bring up any other questions that you have in mind, or anything else you'd like to ask either Jasmine or myself? So we have a question about what is the average amount for scholarships. That's a really hard one to answer, and it really varies, dramatically, kind of student to student. So it really depends on your background, your academics, that kind of thing. But there are, like I said, there are a lot of scholarships available, and it's really worth looking into to see what options there are. So that website that popped up on there, that finaid.vt.edu is a great place to kind of look around and see what's available. Well, we're almost out of time, so I want to thank you all for spending this time with us and learning a little bit more about Virginia Tech. I know I really enjoyed it, and I appreciate Jasmine's help. And if you have any other questions, feel free to follow up with us.
Thanks so much for sharing this information. Students and counselors, thank you for tuning in. As you close this window, a very quick 4-question survey will appear. We ask for your feedback. We encourage you to go to oacac.org to check out future sessions as well. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.